10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome to Freethought in Florida. Freethought in Florida is a production of the Atheist community of Polk County. We're a Florida nonprofit corporation. This is Friday, May 14th, 2021. I'm Sarah Ray. With me tonight is my wife, Becca.
Hi.
And Becca, you haven't been on this show in a long
I think
time.
the last time I was here was when you interviewed Seth Andrews.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And Allie Ashmead. Allie, how are you?
Doing good. Doing good. How are you guys doing? I can't see you for some reason, but
Well, we see
I
you.
hear your voice and I
Super annoying.
That's so weird.
That's all right. I could barely get the face or the YouTube video to start playing,
YouTube was
which is
being
like some serious bullshit.
unreal.
Technology. Oh,
Ain't
well.
it great?
It's Friday the 14th, not Friday the 13th.
Right? What the heck?
Oh, yeah.
I'm also deeply disappointed with my very off-centering of our names down in the lower third. I may have to.
What did you do there?
God, I don't know. I was in a hurry, guys.
So I have to look at the other screen to see what's going on. So if I'm looking off over here, it's because,
That's all right. That's all right. Hey, we want to thank our patrons who support the show financially. Julian Conrad, Devin, Virgil's Cardboard Box, Todd, and Freethinker215. And Alice. Allie is a patron now, too.
Yay.
So thank you to everybody who Patreons the show and supports what we're trying to do here. And hopefully we have some fixes to some of the stupid technology problems in the future. And that would be wonderful. But it's all thanks to you. And for those of you who want to contribute financially to the show, you can do that at patreon.com/polkatheists. And of course, if you can't do that, that's okay too. Go rate us, review us, give us all the stars, give us the glowing reviews. We'll probably read them on the air if you do, because it'll make us feel good. So anywhere you can do that, do that. Now, tonight's big topic, we're not going to talk about first. I'm going to put it on the back burner for a minute. We're going to talk. I know, but get ready. Stick around for the big show tonight because Pope Dawkins stepped in it again.
Dumbass.
So we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But first, what's going on in the Gates Gate controversy that we've been tracking all day long? What's the latest with that?
the only thing I know is what's his name? Greenberg? Green something?
Yeah, I think that's right.
He's gonna plea. He's gonna plead guilty.
I really think that all of this is coming. It's all going to come out soon.
Mm-hmm.
The floodgate.
The floodgates.
The floodgate. It writes itself. It writes itself.
Right.
But,
It does.
yeah, he's going to cooperate with investigators, which I feel like he's probably going to get a deal, and then he's going to just roll on Gates. Well, bring it on. We all know he's guilty, but
right.
But yeah.
Yeah.
That's really surprisingly. That's the last I haven't really heard a lot about him.
Yeah. So I'm just reading up on this is the CNN article. The ex-Florida tax collector with. Oh, it's going to play the ad. That's fun.
Oh, that's what you get for going to free news
I know,
sites.
right? Ex-Florida tax collector with close ties to Rep. Matt Gaetz is planning to plead guilty on Monday in federal court in Florida, according to new filing Thursday. As part of the deal, Joel Greenberg will cooperate with investigators in a wide-ranging probe, according to one source familiar with the matter. For months, federal investigators have been examining whether Gaetz broke federal sex trafficking, prostitution, and public corruption laws, and whether he had sex with a minor. Gaetz has not been charged. Gaetz has not been charged and denies any wrongdoing. CNN has previously reported Greenberg has been speaking with federal investigators since last year, including providing information about how he and Gates allegedly had encounters with women who were given cash or gifts for sex. He previously pleaded not guilty and in the spring has been in jail as he awaits trial. The court document made public on Thursday set the hearing for Monday to be a change of plea. Yeah, there's some deals going down here for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. In the meantime, I think Getz and Marjorie Taylor Greene are
starting a new party.
Have teamed up, to do some type of event in Florida. I think it already passed, but I don't know how it went. But I posted it in one of my Florida groups, and we were like, let's just get all the tickets and not show up.
Right, I saw that.
I love that strategy.
Yes.
I think that's genius.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Isn't that what the TikTok kids did to some Trump rally or something? Yeah. Well, we'll keep an eye on Gates Gate, I guess. There's not really much movement at the moment, but I'm telling you, it's when it breaks, it's all going to come out. And then look out.
Yeah. And that reminds me, I know nobody cares that Bill Gates is getting divorced.
Nope.
But
there's been some great memes about it, though.
Yes, but it's brought back some information about his wife or Bill Gates and his dealings with Epstein or possible relationship with Epstein.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure if you heard about that.
I haven't. No.
Yeah. So apparently, Bill Gates, I think he said he had a philanthropic relationship with Epstein over the years. And I think his wife had kind of brought up her concerns with their relationship in 2019.
Interesting.
And yeah.
I mean, would anybody be surprised if any of these, like, throw a name at a wall, if any of these guys, if it came out that they were, like, involved in underage sex trafficking or whatever, any of these other associated things that have been going on, none of it would surprise me.
If the Trump presidency taught me anything, it's that nothing is surprising in this world.
Yeah, sadly, I feel like people, when they get money and power, they get this complex that they can do or anything to anyone, and it's fine. It's
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not saying he did anything, but
right.
the relationship itself is a little bit suspect. I mean,
Also, the whole like newsworthiness of a dude and his wife getting divorced. Like, who? Okay. I mean, I get that they're like name recognized people and whatever. Like, okay, but still, who cares?
Yeah. But it's just the connection with Epstein that's what's so interesting.
That is real interesting.
And sadly, I mean, if you've got this charity, you've done all these good things, why would you want to be connected with that dude?
Right. Unless. Yep.
Everybody's got.
I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens.
I also feel like once you get into like the megalomillionaire category, like all of these guys are connected just on the basis of being
who they
rich dudes in the world.
Yeah.
Right.
In that club.
Yeah. Like could you be a megalomillionaire and not be in some way connected to that dude?
True.
Yeah.
To Epstein. I don't know.
True. I don't know.
I would try
real
hard.
I would.
Yeah, I would try.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
Hey, I don't know if you knew this or not, but you can't get gas anywhere in Florida.
Fuck. I know. I just found that out. I didn't know what's going on this week. So, I found out by accident.
This is just another like great example of, how people just don't understand how the things work. Because like the news breaks of this whole pipeline hacking thing, right? And then Floridians do what we do best. We run out and panic buy a bunch of shit, right? It was toilet paper in the pandemic.
Toilet paper gate all over again.
So let's all go, run out to the gas station and buy all the gas. And then like all of the information starts following that. Hey guys, we don't even really get gas from that pipeline here in Florida. Like it ain't that big a deal. And then like you went out today and
I got gas this morning.
Gas?
There was no problem getting gas, but there has been lots of local reports of certain gas stations that in certain areas, which says a lot because I guarantee if you put the maps up and compare the red dots or the blue dots or the green dots, not that I'm going to call any color specifically on the dots, but I mean, I would love to see the Venn diagram of people that went out and bought all the gas in the areas where those pockets are.
Yeah, I agree. Fear. It's all about fear.
Yeah.
Man. I didn't even know about it until
that was the best thing because you posted something like, "What is going on right now?"
I was like, I was like, so maybe I should go get gas.
But the panic buyers created a crisis.
Exactly.
So now there are areas that are out of gas, and it's like, you didn't. Why?
It wasn't the pipeline that did it. It was y'all going out and buying a bunch of gas. Yeah.
In reaction to a make-believe crisis, they created their own crisis.
Right.
I mean, sure, the it got hacked, but they fixed that.
And it was like what, 24 hours maybe, or something like that. Like how long was it down? I don't even know.
Not long enough to warrant this mess.
No.
But yeah, I think one of the gas station closest to my house, they're got plastic bags on the handles because they're out. And I think I drove by yesterday and there was a line. I'm like, what is going on? Where was I? Have I been living under a rock? I don't know.
And then then all of the memes and pictures and stuff that come out of like people filling up like Rubbermaid tubs full of gasoline to put in their vehicle. Like, are you that stupid? Are you really that? Or like garbage bags, like filling up sacks.
Plastic shopping sacks.
Right? Yes. Well, and there was the one with it was like this guy had a water tank that holds like what 3,000 gallons of liquid on a trailer that was only rated for however many pounds.
Oh no!
Yeah, I saw that one too.
And I'm like, oh my gosh! But even if you you're not going to use that much gas before it loses its value because the shelf life on gasoline stored in a plastic container.
Oh my god!
I'm like, unless you can turn around and sell that to your neighbors,
or you could do like
a gallon.
Oh, that's hey.
You got to get that side hustle.
Or you could be like the one guy whose Hummer
I saw that.
Just caught on fire, or as the news said, burst into flames. Nuts.
Well, I went this morning. I went out and I had to fill up the tank, and I had to fill up the little 2-gallon jug for the lawnmower because we have to mow the lawn this week. So had to get gas for the lawnmower. And I pull into the gas station. It's so funny because everybody's chill. There's like 3 people there. And I was embarrassed to pull the gas thing out of the back of my truck because I didn't want anybody to think I was one of those people. I'm just getting gas for my lawnmower. And it's only like a 2-gallon.
I swear
it's just
for my lawnmower.
For my lawnmower.
For my lawnmower. Yeah.
I was going to try to find a good picture of that burned out Humvee, but...
Didn't you send it in a chat recently? There's
Gasoline Gate.
I've got it. It's just not a very good quality.
That looks like... I hope it got out before it was completely engulfed in flames. I didn't really hear any more about that story, but...
Yeah. Oh, it was in Florida, though, too. Of course
it was.
Of course it was. That's not surprising. Man.
Devin, who is supposed to be at work right now, Devin, said that there's been no gas up there for days. Here's that Humvee.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Devin says Tallahassee has had no gas for days.
Wow.
Yeah, so there's the Humvee. Don't do that.
No. Plastic bags.
Yeah.
Plastic totes. Use a gas can.
Yeah. People
and sitting it in the back of the car, I guess, in the hot sun.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And that was my question. Like in the one picture, it looked like it was gas cans. It was like cans rated for gas.
Oh,
So,
really?
yeah. If you looked at, there was one picture of the back of the.
Ooh. Devin's at work. She says she's playing with saliva samples.
Ew, gross.
Oh.
Why? In the middle of COVID? Is she crazy?
Nice.
I mean, it's her job. So.
I guess.
Science.
Exactly. She's for science.
Science. Yay. Go Devin. Yeah, but it did. It looked like it was gas can rated. So that there's got to be more to that story. It wasn't just,
Yeah.
I don't know. Insane. What else you
got? So there's another story in the news about this Dunkin' Donuts employee. What happened with this?
Don't scare me. I've got to go to Dunkin' Donuts tomorrow morning.
It's heartbreaking from me, in my opinion. It was I think it was you that posted this, and I read it. It was a young, and I don't even know what the argument was, but I think one of the employees at Dunkin' Donuts was a young black man, and I don't know. Again, there was an older white gentleman. I guess he used the N-word.
Yeah, he's a 77-year-old, and he was said disturbed by the lack of service received at the coffee shop. Yeah. So then he called him the N-word.
The kid punched him, I guess.
Yep. Got into a fight. Knocked him down on the floor.
He hit his head.
Yeah.
I think, and he died later.
Yeah.
Like in the hospital.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. I mean.
Yeah. But also, you're going into a Dunkin' Donuts. It's not like you're going into like a 5-star establishment. You don't just expect immediate service. And even if you don't get immediate service, don't be a racist.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm like, have you ever
sucks for that kid though? Like now he's got that on his conscience. Who knows what they're going to do to him?
Probably on his record.
On his record. Like
he did not mean to kill him, and he would have just. You know how hard it is to stand there while someone. I mean, and you may. I don't know.
Oh, we know. We worked at Disney.
So do you get like anyone? If someone said something horrible to you about being trans.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
And you literally have to stand there and take it.
Yep.
And give them what they want and smile.
Because the customer is always right.
Right.
Which is not true.
No matter how much they abuse you, but you know that shit just bubbles up at sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, we're human.
Yeah.
We're not made of stone.
This guy was 27? Definitely wasn't the first time it ever happened to him.
Yeah. And then, I mean, what do? You can't. I mean, it's just his hands are tied. His hands were tied.
Yeah.
And he just, I think he reacted the way anyone would. But he didn't intend on hurting the man.
Right.
I mean, I'm sorry the man lost his life. That's definitely not cool either.
Yeah.
But
he was apprehended, faces charges of aggravated manslaughter of an elderly or disabled adult with a weapon.
With a weapon?
Yeah, what did he have?
Seriously?
Are we considering his hands weapons? I don't. The article doesn't really say. Verbal dispute. Okay. The 77-year-old, he asked the 77-year-old to leave the establishment. The elderly man parked his car and entered the Dunkin', where he was in a verbal dispute with 27-year-old employee Corey Pujols. According to spokesperson for the Tampa Police Department, the victim referred to Pujols with a racial slur, and then Pujols challenged him to repeat the slur. Say it again. Spokesperson said Pujols punched the man on the jaw when he said the slur again. So he punched him. So he hit him. That's not whatever. Do we consider fists weapons? Is that what this
Apparently.
is? Is this
only when it's connected to a black person?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's so sickening.
Man was knocked out, fell to the floor, hit his head on the way down. Tampa Fire Rescue transported the victim to the hospital where he died on May 7th. Okay, so anyway, where were we? Aggravated manslaughter of an elderly or disabled adult with a weapon. Willis was moved to the Hillsborough County Jail with no bond. Investigation remains underway, according to Tampa Police. Yeah, that's... As someone who has worked in, like, customer service types of... the service industry, like just again working it at theme park Palooza down here, like, and especially a place like Disney where they have sold people this idea of this wonderful magical thing that's going to be their vacation. And my God, if it is not that at every minute of the day, you better watch out because some Karen is coming after you. Like, and that happened to us often. Now, there were plenty of guests that offset all of that, right? That were like, oh, that would just be the sweetest people in the world. And like, like, I don't know how you work in this heat and I don't know how you deal with these people. And there were people that offset it, but I don't know that a day went by that there wasn't
somebody somewhere was getting attacked verbally. And in some cases physically. I mean, the people that work there have been spit on. And that's just customer service hell. But I can't imagine going through that every day, but then adding on to it just attacks on who I am because of my race.
Yeah.
Like, that's not anything I can help. Like, you want me to be something I'm not, but like, or it just, that's your identity. That's,
Yeah. And at what point did it stop being about service and coffee and dignity? Become identity.
And
And when was it ever really about? I mean, I have to wonder, was it really ever about
the service?
If you come in there, you're just angry. That man was probably angry and wanted to take it out on someone, unfortunately. I don't know. I'm just sad. It is tough being in the service industry. I wouldn't do it anymore. Hopefully I never have to. But
yeah, absolutely.
Being a waitress and all, everybody's probably gone through it. It's awful. It's awful.
Hey, if you want to call in and talk to us about any of these topics tonight, 253-900-2272. Just a clarification, though. We are not a debate show.
No.
We're not here to talk about what you believe and why. There are other places for you to go and do that. But if you have opinions on the stuff that we've been talking about that's going on in the news, whether it's Matt Gaetz or Gasgate or or the situation at Dunkin or Pope Dawkins or whatever, something that's going on, in the news, give us a call and we'd love to chat with you. 253-900-2272. So let's get into Pope Dawkins, and I say Pope Dawkins tongue-in-cheekily because I was on the Sacrilege cast a few weeks ago, and he referred to him as Pope Dawkins. Oh, that was great. Don't have heroes. Like, if there's anything I can get across is that, like, we don't, the atheist community, the secular movement, the whatever you want to call us, like, we have to work real damn hard not to put some people up on pedestals and have, like, the clergy of atheism, right? There are plenty of religious people who look at atheism and who look at Dawkins, for example, and think, aha, that's a leader of the atheist community or the atheist movement or the atheist religion or however they want to frame it. And certainly he has been an influential person when it comes to the scientific thought. But he's a dude. Like, we have to just keep remembering, like, these people are just people and they're not like anything special. He is not, like in the church hierarchy, it's like, oh, you're a clergy person, so you're like closer to God than the rest of us. Like, you got him on the bat phone or whatever. Like, that's how, it's thought of as a different, like, spiritual level or whatever. We don't do that, and we better not do that. Like, stop it. Because we're all people, and people will let you down. And Dawkins did it again. So the last time we chatted about Pope Dawkins, he was being a transphobe. And this time, a thing from 2014 came back to bite him in the ass. And I, short of a very cursory scroll through this, I haven't really dug into this. So apparently there was In 2014, somebody tweeted, I honestly don't know what I would do if I were pregnant with a kid with Down syndrome. Real ethical dilemma. Now, before we go any further, there is a conversation to be had about, like, I honestly don't know what I would do. I can't get pregnant. I honestly don't know what I would do if you were pregnant with a kid with Downs or any other condition or abnormality, or like we have talked about this over the years from time to time about, like, I don't know what I would do.
Whatever you do, it's your choice. I mean, you know, it is your choice, and there should be no judgment.
Yep.
Yeah.
You have to make that decision for your life.
Right.
And so whether you have the child or not, it's your decision. And nobody should say anything about it.
The same as if there were no problem with the pregnancy and you wanted to abort it.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. Right. And there's a good argument to be made that, like, that's
Let
not
me
a
sip
problem.
some tea.
Like, carrying a fetus that has Down syndrome is not a quote unquote problem. Like, there's an argument to be made for that, right? Like, but again, your point is the valid right one, I think, which is that it's really up to the individual. And so where I think this is another one of those cases where I tend to have opinions that a lot of people don't like. 253-900-2272. I don't think I could do it. I can barely do it with the two that we've got
that are healthy otherwise. But,
yeah. Like, and so I think about, like, my first wife, her brother had I don't know what it was, but he was mentally disabled, and the same age as me, and was only supposed to live a few years, and then, like, lo and behold, still 31 years old, like, still alive. Now he's 31 or whatever. I don't know how old I was at the time.
Yeah.
But however old I was at the time.
She's not 31 anymore, so
shut up. But, like, okay, now here's a grown-ass adult that will never be able to live on his own. That will, you know, the parents will always have to care for him. And I don't know. I feel ways about that. Like, I have thoughts that I'm like, I don't know that I could have signed on for that. I just don't know. But to your point, like, it's an individual choice, and it shouldn't be, like, decreed upon you that, like Dawkins does. So here's what Dawkins said.
We got to get to that.
Dawkins said. Dawkins said, I don't know what I would do if I were pregnant with a kid with Down syndrome. He says, abort it and try again. It would be immoral to bring it into the world if you have the choice. Now, that's a little bridge too far, I think. That's saying that is prescriptive. That is this. You should do this. This is a moral judgment about whether or not you should bring this child in. Let's listen to this this interview. What was this on? This was Brendan O'Connor on Ireland's RTE radio. So let's it's just a couple minutes. Let's listen to this interview. This was a recent interview that looked back at this 2014 Twitter conversation.
You got involved in a Twitter interaction with a woman who said she would be faced with a real ethical dilemma if she became pregnant with a baby with Down syndrome. You tweeted, abort it and try again. It would be immoral to bring it into the world if you have the choice. Now, I saw you're speaking to somebody who did bring someone like that into the world, okay, but let's put that aside. Why is it immoral not to abort it?
Well, that was probably putting it a bit too strongly, but given that the amount of suffering in the world probably does not go down, probably does go up, compared to having another child who doesn't have Down syndrome.
What I'm interested in is how do you know that it increases the amount of suffering in the world to bring in a child with Down syndrome into the world?
I don't know it for certain. It seems to me to be plausible. You probably would increase the amount of happiness in the world more by having another child instead.
Do you think? But you have no reason for knowing that.
I have no direct evidence. No, it just seems plausible.
Just, you're such a scientific, logical person that I thought that you could possibly have some logical backup to it. Do you know anyone with Down syndrome?
Not intimately, no.
Okay, yeah. I mean, look, everyone has their own experience of it, and possibly my experience would be that you're not necessarily right, and I think a lot of people would think you're not necessarily right. But
look,
anyway.
I'm sure that you love your child.
Oh yeah, nothing to do with that. I'm not having an emotional discussion with you here. I'm simply having a logical discussion with you. Do you think it would be immoral for them not to do it?
Let's leave out the immoral.
No, but you brought immoral into it.
Okay, well, I take that back.
Okay.
I think it would be wise. I think it would be wise and sensible.
Children who are so-called perfect can cause terrible suffering in the world as well. But I suppose we have no way of checking, have we?
No, of course.
Yeah. So there is a point to, I think, to be made, a distinction to draw about this. The way this man thinks, the way this man operates in the world, which is this logical versus emotional sort of thing. And if his way of thinking, if what his intent is to like strip away all emotion and have if there are no arguments at all to be made emotionally, then are we judging this on a fucking cost benefit analysis, or is it like, to his point of like, oh, well, if the goal is to increase human well-being and decrease human suffering, then in his mind, probably in his words, then not having children who are disabled in any way. I think he would go further and to say, if you're going to have a child whose legs weren't functioning, that would be a net that would be a net bad, and so we shouldn't have that child.
Oh my God. I feel a lot of ways.
Yeah,
me too. I'm
like
rolling my eyes. My eyes are gonna roll up out of my head.
The first thing that he's severely undereducated about anything having to do with people with Down syndrome, because I've met a lot of children with Down syndrome in my lifetime, and they're some of the happiest children that I've ever met. So to say there would be a decrease in happiness is just utter bullshit. And I agree with you that if he were given the chance to expound on that, it's very likely that he would feel that, oh, well, any child that's not perfectly healthy.
Yeah.
And that just makes my head swim, because, again, I know a lot of kids who, when their parents were pregnant, the doctors told them, your child's going to be born with club feet, or your child's going to be born with Down syndrome, or your child's going to have all these, like, so many people that I'm thinking of right now who were told their child is going to be born with some kind of disability. And then those children were born perfectly healthy. So then there's a question of, how do you even trust that diagnosis until that baby's born?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
So
go ahead.
This was so why maybe I guess I'm wondering why are all of his tweets being scrutinized now because of his behavior recently?
It seems like it.
That is a good question. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
likely.
Well,
2014.
The American Humanist Association tweeted and Facebooked a picture of our billboard from our group, and like, hey, welcome to Polk County Atheist, whatever the hell our group's called. As the
Atheist community in Polk.
That's it. Thanks.
Thank you.
Welcome as the newest affiliate of the American Humanist Association or whatever, despite that being actually like 6 months later than that, or
Oh, I thought it was like
was
a year.
Yeah, we'd
Almost a
been
year.
approved a long time ago. But okay, hey, I'll take the press. Great, thanks. But anyway, the point of the story is that then someone in the comments was like, "Oh, did you scrutinize all of their tweets to make sure that they're like okay to be in your club or whatever?" Talking about the AHA taking away Dawkins' award for his transphobic bullshit last
my
time, the
gosh.
last episode of Pope Dawkins.
Oh, wow.
You guys, stop it.
Like,
Stop it.
there are some things
Drama.
that should be scrutinized. I'm sorry. Like, if you're getting an award for especially from the Humanist Association, and then you're on record saying that, no, you should abort that baby because that's a very very serious, you can't win an award from a humanist.
You know,
society if
that
say
is
things
a
like
great
that.
point. I haven't put that through the filter yet of Dawkins and the Humanist Association
Yeah.
and that whole thing either. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's got maybe a history of saying things like that, or why are you commenting and giving advice on things like that when he has no medical expertise? I mean, it's literally his opinion,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but I mean, and I don't know why any woman would in their right mind would even ask him for his opinion on that. He would be the last person I would ask for advice on rearing children or having them, but
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, unless he was known for having experience in that specific area. Like, that would be the
Exactly.
only time you would seek out. But yeah, I don't know. Who knows?
yeah.
So the original tweet that led to all of this was Dawkins tweeted an article from New Republic, anti-abortion laws in Ireland are downright barbaric. Women can be strapped down and force-fed until their fetuses come to term. And he said, Ireland is a civilized country, except in this one area, you'd think the Roman Church would have lost all influence. So that was the original post was about Ireland's abortion laws. Interesting.
And then did someone ask him?
And then someone responded. Let's see. Aidan McCourt said 994 human beings with Down syndrome deliberately killed before birth in England and Wales in 2012. Is that civilized? Dawkins. Yes, it is very civilized. These are fetuses diagnosed before they have human feelings. And then in your face, New Yorker, I honestly don't know what I would do if I were pregnant with a kid with Down syndrome. Real ethical dilemma. Dawkins, abort it and try again.
Oh, so they weren't seeking advice. They were just.
This was just a discussion about abortion.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That makes
Okay.
a little more.
Good to have the context.
Allie has been taken by the Borg, it looks
Oh
like.
man. That's
Oh,
weird.
see, that's what you guys look like the whole time.
That's crazy.
To me. And now I'm
So weird.
yeah,
Maybe
I've
it
been
wasn't
assimilated.
Devin's computer.
Oh, no, it's
last
definitely
week.
Devin's fault.
I want the cool demon photo.
Pop it up there. Oh man.
But so I mean, I get it now, I guess. I'm fine with people being able to have abortions if that's what they want.
Right.
But I'm definitely not going to tell somebody to just abort your baby if it's got Down syndrome. That's not the point.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's someone's choice.
Yeah. You got to be responsible for your own journey. And
Right. I think maybe a question back to Dawkins in that point would be like, okay, well, should we put that into law? Like, how far are you willing to take that? Should we require that people whose fetuses are diagnosed with whatever abnormality you'd like to select from this list are required to be aborted? Would you like to go that far? Like, or let's say some years in the future we've developed the genetic manipulation to go in and correct for those things. Should that be required? Should we force that upon people?
Right.
Like there are definitely a lot of ethical questions to like chew on around this, but there's also, I think, a way to do it that is not insensitive.
Right.
Like,
And who's to say that that child, just because they have Down syndrome, they can grow up and have and contribute to society
yes.
and with the proper care and everything, which we've seen it happen. There's lots of different adult Down syndrome people with Down syndrome who've become actors and advocates and stuff like that. Doesn't make them less. So it's quite possible that they can grow up to be contributing members of society.
I just had a heartbreaking thought. Like, okay, so this is a tweet that happened in 2014.
Right.
Imagine you're an atheist with Down syndrome who idolizes Dawkins, and now you're finding this out.
Yeah.
Heartbreaking.
I can't even imagine, and I'm sure they exist.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And just, oh God,
their idol is telling them
that you should have been aborted.
They shouldn't. Right.
Yeah.
Like,
In the same way, there were probably trans people that looked up to him before he started coming out as a transphobic jerk. There was a great point that you made there that I want to circle back to for a minute. The idea of like, what is the value of life? If you want to have this argument about the well-being or reducing suffering and harm and all of that stuff, okay, fine. By what measure do we value life? And currently, we value life on productivity because we are largely capitalist as human beings. And if you're not producing a thing, you're not worth anything. Like that is literally how we see the world. If you are in existence and not doing a thing that produces, you're worthless. Whether you're quote unquote okay or whatever. Like, right. And I for a lot of reasons, I think we've got to get beyond that. I don't know how to push us there. Humanism is obviously the right path to go down to that, but like we've got to figure out how to value people.
Yeah.
Just for being people.
And I'm just curious when he says suffering, suffering, human suffering. Who's suffering? Is he talking about when a Down syndrome
parents for
person
having to take care of this person who won't be able to take care of themselves
they love
or whatever.
their child. The thing is, they love their child. They're not going to suffer. I mean, it's going to be harder than raising a child that doesn't have Down syndrome.
Right.
Maybe. Exactly.
Maybe, because I mean, I'm guessing because I don't know myself, but I've seen wonderful people who have Down syndrome who are completely happy and wonderful and loving and like.
And most of the parents wouldn't have traded that for the world,
right?
But it just shows how I mean, he might be super intelligent, but that was a very ignorant statement.
Well, it also makes me wonder too, like if we're talking neurotypicalities, like. Is he somewhere on a spectrum where
I mean
where like
it's possible.
Yeah, where like the idea of connecting emotionally and thinking about things through the lens of emotion is just not in his capability.
Is he Vulcan?
Do you know what I'm saying? Not entirely. But
no,
like
but yeah, like
right.
if there are people that just have a disconnect with emotion.
Right.
That don't have that filter to.
Not an excuse by any stretch of the imagination, of course. But like
just trying to make sense of both sides. I guess.
Yeah, trying to figure it out.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
253-900-2272. Tell me I'm wrong. I'm okay with being wrong, but
she's wrong all the time.
At the end, like I really think this is whether or not to carry a pregnancy to term, regardless of any of other variables that might be involved, is none of your damn business. It's the person who is carrying the fetus's business. Period. The end. Like.
Yep.
Yeah. Allie, just touch your camera with a napkin worked for me. That's what Devin says.
Yeah, but that's because yours was submerged in water, Devin. I'm kidding.
Right. She spilled the whole glass of water on her state-issued laptop.
Don't make that public record.
Good job.
Whatever. Okay, so that's Dawkins. Look, again, just don't have heroes. Just don't have heroes. Because I know a lot of people in the community like looked up to this guy, and now like all of the things are being brought to light, and not that they weren't before, but you know, I think maybe conditions in society have gotten to a point where it's you know, he's being held accountable for it.
And I think he was one of the first atheist type books I ever bought was his.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of a fan, and until I met him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just not very friendly.
See,
but I mean, I think it's a little bit of the celebrity thing too. It's like, you know, he's like, yeah, I'll sign your book next. You know, it's kind of that thing.
Met plenty of those.
And so I'm like, why do I like this guy so much? And you kind of get this idea of who somebody is in your head that isn't real. Yeah, that's not real. It's just based on a persona that you see.
Well, there are people out there right now who have some idea about what the three of us are like.
And they have no clue.
Based on seeing a couple hours a week. Yeah.
Oh my God, they must think I'm nuts. Oh my God. But yeah.
Yeah.
Sad. And then the cancel culture, I guess, or whatever it is, accountability culture.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm real tempted to go down that road, but I'm pumping the brakes. Don't want to go there. Because I think we take that too far sometimes too.
Yeah. Well, sure.
Anyway.
On all sides.
There's fine people on both sides. On all sides. On all sides. Very, very fine people.
Very fine people.
Oh my God.
Sometimes.
Anyway.
Hulu.
So then, finally, really, the last sort of thing that we have to talk about. We may actually do a show on time tonight. Holy shit!
I can't believe it.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
We may not keep you up all night tonight. This is great.
She's speeding through this because I'm sitting next to her, and she got used to me not sitting next to her, and she wants her space back.
No, that's not it at all.
Because if I wasn't in here, she'd be in here for 4 hours.
It's really funny. Like, here's a behind the scenes story for you. Like, every time I've ever done any shows, if I walk in here with no plan and like, well, I don't know, we'll just wing it. We'll do a half an hour or maybe an hour, and that'll be good enough. And then 4 hours later, we're like, it's one of the best shows we've ever done. And then if I plan it out and script it and whatever, anyway. So we want to talk about we're going to talk about some Foundation Beyond Belief stuff and updates. But let's first sort of close out Secular Week of Action. It's over. Yay. So Secular Week of Action, if you're just joining us, is an opportunity for communities and non-believers and communities of non-believers to go out and do things, and is sort of a response to the National Day of Prayer, which was Thursday, and last Thursday.
Yeah, I was gonna say
last Thursday. Anyway, and so the idea is like the government has sanctioned this National Day of Prayer for far too long, and short of there being a drastic change in the way people are elected and how gerrymandering is done and like all of these things, right? We know that non-believers make up to like a third of the population now, and growing exponentially. But we are not represented in the halls of Congress to the number that we are actually in the society. So we've been trying to pass the National Day of Reason to juxtapose the National Day of Prayer to show that, reason is the better thing to rely on if we're going to be making decisions about how to govern ourselves and all of that stuff. So anyway, the Secular Week of Action is a way to sort of take that concept and put it into action, where we go out and do things in the name of our humanism and atheism and free thinking and all of that, to really put a physical a face and appearance on that idea of like going out and doing things is going to be far more productive and impactful than praying about it. So groups all across everywhere have been doing this stuff. Do you have any information on like what some of the groups have done through this week? Like I can talk about ours, but I'm interested to hear what other groups have been doing.
Yeah, so we are still like getting all the data in from all the different groups and reporting. But yeah, so let's see. Austin Humanists at Work, they packed 200 bags of food for unsheltered people. Nice. Houston Oasis distributed 6,000 meals to the elderly. That's a lot of meals.
Yeah, that's really good.
That's huge.
Mayday for Humanity, they raised more than $25,000 for food pantries.
Damn.
That's a lot of.
That goes a long way. Yeah,
it does.
That's like months of.
Yeah, and then I hope I get this right. Kol Hadash Humanistic Congregation, which is in Illinois, they put in 18 volunteer hours to collect food and home items for a local pantry, and then they also got together handcrafted gifts for the health care professionals and the first responders.
Awesome.
And, I mean, that's just only 4 of what we have the numbers for. But I mean, there was a lot of just groups doing some wonderful things.
Yeah, and what it shows, I like that sort of cross section, because what it shows is that like you can just be 18 people, or you can be a big, massive organization, and no matter what you get done, like it's impactful and it makes a difference. And and I think it's interesting too, because we sort of pitched this as like, here's a week to go out and like, let's go do things. Mm-hmm. And what I think you find, and I'm sure that you will all crunch this data and have that later, but what I think we'll find is that a lot of these groups are already doing this stuff all the time.
Every day.
And this is just a great way to spend a week highlighting the great things that they are doing all of the time. I also hope that by having it be that sort of media event, that more people get involved in that sort of service element. And then like maybe they'll come for the Week of Action event, and then stick around to do, and then we got you, and then you're gonna come and volunteer all the time, and donate to causes or whatever. That's the flashpoint to reel you in.
I feel like it works like a booster shot. Like the energy and it hypes you up to keep going. Like,
that's a great way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see, what did we do? We ran a billboard campaign. We talked about that last week.
Fun.
We did our programs, the programs that we do every week. We did Street Warriors, which feeds unsheltered folks. And the great thing about this is like we're looking to expand a lot of these programs.
So excited.
So Street Warriors is one of those that we're looking to expand. We're the backpack program. We're soliciting names for what we should call this backpack program, because we don't like backpack program. 1, there are no backpacks. 2, it is a weekend food program, right? So students who are experiencing food insecurity in our public schools, we're talking again kids that eat Friday at lunch at school and then don't eat again until Monday morning for breakfast at school. We're bringing bags of groceries to their school so that they can grab them on Friday on the way out. And have some food for the weekend. So that's the premise. You come up with the
Give
program name.
That's I love it.
Info at what the hell's our email? info@fif.show. info@fif.show or sarah@polkatheists.org, whatever. I check all the emails. Tell us what we should call that program. Something catchy, something fun. I love alliteration. If you look at the levels for our Patreon, it's like Angry Atheist and what was the other one? Happy Humanist or something. You end up for Freaky Freethinker. They're all alliterative.
Does that mean? Did I?
Well,
get
your
that?
billboards were even, weren't they?
Yeah, Good Without God, which I stole, and then I've modified and stole and modified. But Good Without God, Community Without Church, and Fellowship Without Faith.
Yeah,
I love alliteration.
Yeah.
Anyway, come up with a fun title for that program, and you won't get anything for it, but we'll be forever in your debt because I can't come up with anything.
we'll give you a
Like
shout
a
out.
recognition.
Yeah. You want a T-shirt? I'll give you a T-shirt. I can
T-shirt,
give
yeah.
a coffee mug,
Yeah.
T-shirt, something like that. Yeah.
Shout out.
Yeah. Absolutely.
If it's good enough, we'll get you some merch.
Yeah, for sure. And so we do that right now. We're serving like 25 students and their families weekly, and then of course we're gonna take a break for the summer. There's only like 2 more of those weekly drops, and then school's out for the summer. And so we're hoping that when we come back in the fall, that we'll be able to pick up either a second school
Double
at
it.
25 students, or more students at that school,
Right.
or in some way we want to
Expand it
double
somehow.
our impact. So that's where your donations are going. We're feeding people.
Yeah.
And then that gives us an opportunity to get together once a week and kind of do a little assembly line and pack the bags and then take them over to the school and drop them off. And then we did a roadway cleanup, and it takes a village food pantry. So yeah, these are like things that we do pretty consistently all the time. And it's just, it is a really great way to sort of get the good news out there to the public. Like we caught a media wave on this one, and the local county paper covered our week of action events.
Oh, you did your.
I did my invocation
that got a
caused
front page.
all kinds of hell. Oh yeah, where's the thing?
Sarah
I had
just
it over there.
in the news.
I don't know. You just had it was in your spot. Yeah.
Check that out.
Front page of the paper,
Sarah
below the
got it
fold.
on the front bottom page
Yeah.
of the paper.
That's awesome.
Her pictures in the inside. I said, "How many pictures are you going to get?"
I
in the
don't want
paper?"
them to put my picture in the paper.
Oh, it's there. It's the second one since we started this
I don't
parade.
want it.
You are
in the
now a
paper.
public figure.
Oh, damn it! No, don't look at any of my tweets. Don't listen to anything I've ever said.
Oh my
Look,
gosh.
I've made some mistakes. Okay, we all have. Okay.
That's what you get. You put yourself out there.
God damn it. But anyway, yes, like it was a really good opportunity for us around here to say like, hey, this is what our community is all about. This is who we are. This is the kind of stuff that we want to do, and the impact we want to make in people's lives. And so
love it.
that was great. Yeah. Okay. So what's going on elsewise with the Foundation Beyond Belief?
So a couple of things. We recently announced our CIG recipient, which was exciting. So a Compassionate Impact Grant is what that is. And it's basically a 3-year, we choose an organization that kind of aligns with our mission, which is to combat food insecurity. And then we took several months to figure out, who we would like to award this to. But this grant is basically a 3-year, $150,000 grant in partnership with whoever we choose. And this year we've chosen Food Rescue Alliance. And if you've not heard of them, just definitely go check them out at foodrescuealliance.org. It's basically a really innovative organization. They have a powerful impact already. They definitely target food insecurity, poverty, and equity, and just trying to reduce food waste. and it's amazing. So we got to talk to a support organizer named Hayden Dansky at our last fireside chat, and just amazing things. Check it out if you follow us on Facebook at Foundation Beyond Belief. Just amazing program, and we're so excited to partner with them.
That's awesome. Oh God, we've learned so much in the past, year and a half about like the problem of food insecurity that has been like living in the shack next door, but nobody really knew it was there because it's just sort of out of sight, out of mind. And then once you really get into that, like, holy shit, it's huge. And being the wealthiest nation in the world and having the ability to just solve it like that, and yet we don't. And
it's a bit shameful. Yeah,
it is. Yeah. But thankful to the people who step up and give their time and money and energy and
And then speaking of money and time, and you guys, atheist community of Polk County, you guys are amazing. And we also work with so many other like powerhouse groups in our Beyond Belief network. So we are launching we have launched a pilot program to combat insecurity. Food insecurity, not insecurity, but food insecurity. Where do I sign up for that? We can't help you with your insecurity, but we can try to help you with your food insecurity. So what we've started to do, we're doing this in phases, but we've chosen 5 of those powerhouse teams, your team being one of them. And we're going to just give a monthly grant to help you with some costs, maybe some fixed costs that you have. It's small, but we are hoping to increase the number of grantees that we give each month, and then increase the amount that we can give. And that the amount of money that we can give you or grant is just, again, to help offset costs, to help with the programs that you're running, and really just try to make an impact. So we have part of the pilot program, we've got Atheist United, Austin Helping the Homeless, Austin Humanists at Work, Atheist Community of Polk County, and Humanist of Phoenix. So that's our pilot program. We're going to see how it goes. We want to be able to quantify dollars to the dollars that we get from your donations to how many people we can help. And that's our goal.
Yeah. And I tell you, it does make a difference. Like, especially for like a young upstart new community like ours, we don't have a donor base that is, that keeps us going in a way that we can plan out years in advance, right? We're just not there yet. And so we're looking, we look and act very near future, midterm of like, okay, here's how much we have, what can we do with it right now, and make a difference. And then so to be able to get to know that there is some fixed income coming that is going specifically to these programs, allows us to think a little bigger and go, okay, X amount of dollars a month will allow us to do Z more, right? Like we can, here's how many more people we can serve with that, or that we can increase the quality of food that we're making and giving to people, so that it's a better nutritional value or whatever. Like there's so many different ways that we can and take that money and turn it into something that grows our program and
helps the community.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're excited to be part of that.
I'm super excited.
Part of that program, and
I just can't wait to be
out of COVID. Yeah,
because I think that really hurts, because we have such a great group here, and I think that we could very easily be like, okay, well we got this much in grant money. Who wants to add to that? Like just point blank ask for donations, and we do have, like, we don't have a lot of big, heavy pockets, but we have enough people that have big hearts that they just want to give. So I'm excited.
Yeah. I mean, we have the core team of volunteers that are giving their time, that are doing it. Yeah. Yeah. We just need to make sure that they have the resources to go do the things. Yeah. I love our group too. So there will be an upcoming fireside chat that I'm participating in. I don't know the details yet, but we're going to talk about what impact these grants have had, what we're looking at, like how that first month, like how did we use that grant money, and how did that change things for us? How did that help us? And then, like, looking into the future, like, what can we do with that? So that'll be fun.
Super
cool.
Wonderful.
What else is going on with you? Anything else coming up?
You know what? We do have our FBB's 12th anniversary is coming up, so we're 12 years old.
Is that this month?
In May, yeah.
Yeah.
You're a preteen.
Our birthdays are in the same month. Me and FBB. We're
nice.
Oh God, we want to talk about that before we go?
God, I don't know.
What?
Raising preteens.
Raising preteens.
Yeah.
It has begun. Nah.
Well, I'm gonna sit back and
hold on. No.
laugh.
Hold on. We'll do that for the patrons.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. All right, so there you go. Become a patron at patreon.com/polkatheist. We're going to talk about raising preteens and dating and all kinds of great fun stuff. Last time we talked about our kids' pooping habits with Devin.
That's so much. I think tonight's better for your money.
Yeah. Become a patron. You get access to us talking about all of our kids' issues.
Wow.
Yeah. My son is 30, so I would not want to embarrass him on here. So yeah.
Yeah, that's why you do it for the patrons.
That's why I kind of hesitated and went, oh yeah, no, patrons, I can, it's a smaller.
Yeah, exactly.
It won't be around when he's old enough to find it and pay for it.
Yeah, and he's not going to pay for it.
No.
No.
So it's fine.
All right. Well, some of the things that are happening in the community coming up. The conference on religious trauma is going on right now.
I saw that.
11th through the 16th. Have you heard about that before? Is this new to you this year?
This was new information to me. I had never heard of it before, and I was kind of like, oh crap, why didn't I sign up for that? But
it's interesting because it's really sort of it's kind of twofold, but it's designed mostly for professionals in the mental health industry, which
is really important
to learn about religious trauma. Yeah. Marlene Winnell is the one who like coined the phrase religious trauma. That coined that. And so it's not one of those DSM-5 things. Like it's
real.
It's a thing that, like, hey, being in a religion sometimes causes people trauma, and we need to know that and know how to treat it, and and that sort of thing. So
I can't remember the name of the author. The guy who writes all the books about how to identify a cult.
Okay. In the chat, who's there?
I can't remember what his name is. Anyway, there's even I'm so bad.
Do you know the title of the book? Is it How to Identify a Cult?
It's something about.
Okay. Anyway, go ahead.
Anyway, I hope that they're giving this guy's book to these healthcare professionals.
Oh yeah, right.
And telling them that Jehovah's Witnesses are a cult.
Well,
I mean, because that's a big thing. I'm just in the XJW community alone. It's like so many of us have stories where we've gone to therapy and they just can't connect those dots. But they're just Christians. Like they're harmless. But oh my goodness. But that's like really important. That
depending on the flavor,
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people think that about JWs though, and Mormons. Like, oh, they're just those different Christians. They're just different.
They're just a little stricter.
But it's not. It's like it's much more.
So.
But I'm sure you can still get tickets to that. There's a couple days left if you want to catch those speakers. Then this weekend, starting tomorrow, The Secular Student Alliance has their annual conference, and it's free and virtual, but you should definitely hop on there and check out the speakers. There's workshops and leadership trainings, and you can hear from Sasha Sagan and Greg Epstein and Jocelyn Williamson from the Central Florida Freethought community. There's all kinds of great speakers at the Secular Student Alliance conference. There is also, we can announce, this is being announced at the Secular Student Alliance conference, so that starts tomorrow. We're giving you the scoop. The Secular Student Alliance does scholarships every year, and those go, the application is open now. They're going to announce that, all the scholarships at the conference this weekend, but we're going to announce before them. So we at the Atheist community of Polk County have decided to sponsor a sponsorship. So we are looking for it is a student activist, secular activist scholarship. So we're looking for students who are either attending school in Polk County or are from Polk County attending school elsewhere. Is sort of we're trying to help our kids here at home, but we funded a $1,000 scholarship, and I will make a quick link to that that you will be able to get to after the show, and it'll be fif.show/scholarship, and then I'll also do polkatheists.org/scholarship, so that you can go check that out. And the cool thing is there's like there are a bunch of scholarships by applying. So the best part of it all is that I don't have to do any work other than select somebody.
When she takes something else on that doesn't have to involve extra work, it's the highlight of my day, really.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because normally I take on big
all the
things. Yeah,
all the things.
Too many things.
So the Secular Student Alliance is it manages the whole thing. You apply through them. They take all of the applications and then run them through the filter. And so everybody that applies is in the hopper for the Secular Student Alliance General Scholarship. And then, in addition to that, there are various regional ones, right? So like the Central Florida Freethought community sponsors one that is students in the state of Florida. And then we've done ours that we'll go out to the state of Florida if we don't have any, candidates that meet the in Polk criteria. But they're all over the country that different, all different qualifications. So if you have a student or you are a student or a student who fits the bill, there's a series of questions that you have to answer, as part of the application process. You can see them in advance so that you have time to sort of prep your answer and fill it all out. Yeah, there's not a timer counting anything like that. And then they'll collect all of those and they'll run a filter and give us the ones that apply to the criteria that we've asked for. And then we'll have a committee get together and selection committee, and we'll pick somebody. So yeah, if you fit that bill, then go check it out. fif.show/scholarship or polkatheists.org/scholarship. And give me time to go put that in real quick because I don't have it set up yet. So go to secularstudents.org/conference if you want to go attend the conference and see listen to all of the great speakers. We need student activists, especially here in Polk County. But there tends to be an age skew when you look at the demographics in the secular community. It tends to run an older demographic, and that's cool, that's fine. But also, like, we need to be providing spaces for younger folks to be part of the things that we're trying to do, because eventually they're going to have to take over these organizations, right, or take over the movement, or however you want to look at that. Like, so we need to be working together, and the folks who have been in it for a long haul have a lot to teach to the kids that are just coming into secular activism. So
we need to be building those relationships.
Yeah. Yep. So anyway, check that out. Wednesday the 19th David Williamson from the Central Florida Freethought community, and I will be appearing on Freedom from Religion Foundation's program Ask an Atheist. It is, what did he call it? It's Ask an Atheist Florida Prayer Edition. So we're going to be talking about
very similar experiences.
our very similar experiences that we talked about on the show last week, giving invocations and having prayers said immediately after them. So that'll be fun because it's with Andrew Seidel and Liz Cavell.
That's so good.
So I get to hang out with my buddy Andrew and do his show instead of my show.
I mean, actually tune in
for that one.
Actually, listen to that one.
Yeah.
Are you
throw
saying
the links? I'm sure you'll throw the links up on your page because I definitely would like to tune in for that one.
I definitely will, and I will put those links in the show notes as well. They just go live on the FFRF Facebook. I think it's just their Facebook Live, or their YouTube. But yes, I will have links to all of those things. That should be fun to.
That'll be fun
to get to talk to them about that. Yeah. And I mean, we're going to talk about like invocations in general, because the root of the issue is like we shouldn't be doing invocations at all. Like there really is there's no secular purpose to having government meetings opened with anything other than
call the order,
the gavel,
bang, bang.
Get to work, everybody.
Right.
Like there's really no purpose in saying the words. So
So, I mean, if you have to do it, move to a moment of silence, and then everybody can just silently have whatever moment they need to have.
Yep.
Say whatever they want to say to themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
Or their imaginary friend, or
whatever. Right.
Whatever.
But what these two moments showed, David and I, what these two moments showed was that that it's about prayer. It's about religion in government. That it's not about solemnizing the meeting and calling us all to recognize that we're here to do the business of the people, right? That we're representatives of the people.
It was a power play,
yes,
in my opinion.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And push my weight around because I'm the majority, and who do you atheists think you are coming into my house?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll show you.
It's not God's house. It's the state's house. Shut your mouth.
Yes, and then that's it. I don't know what else is going on. Oh, we have a cleanup on Sunday. Sunday. We're
got
doing
lots going on. There's it takes a
Great
village
American
tomorrow.
cleanup.
We got another Great American Cleanup. We got Street Warriors. All of our things happening.
So much going on.
Shout out to our volunteers. You guys really rock.
Oh yeah, we wouldn't be able to do
no way
any of this without the volunteers. Absolutely.
Shout out to you guys for just
taking on too much every time.
Taking it on and organizing.
We have a very good board of directors. We all have our tasks to take care of, and we do it with a smile on our face most days.
Yeah, we have a great team. We very quickly just like, okay, you're gonna take this thing, I'm gonna take this thing, you're gonna take that thing, and go. Like that's just we all have our
We're lucky.
We are, because I hear.
Yeah.
Oh boy, do I hear.
Yeah.
Hey, if you have a board where a bunch of people just don't ever want to do anything, or they just want to argue all the time, that's no fun. All right, well that's it for this week, I guess, on Freethought in Florida. I don't know what's on the calendar for next week. Allie, you're coming back again next week, but I don't know what we're gonna do. Right.
Okay.
So
we'll
wing it again.
We'll do something to make the news, and then we'll come talk
make the news, and then come back. I like that. That's proactive thinking right there.
Yeah. Yes. So tune in again next week at 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific on Friday night for Freethought in Florida. And that's it for this week. Freethought in Florida is available on YouTube, Facebook, and all your popular podcast players. You can find all the subscribe links at fif.show. And send us an email to info@fif.show. Please like, subscribe, and share out the episodes. Help us reach a broader audience. And of course, remember the 3 most important things: wash your hands, wear your mask, and be kind to each other. That's it, everybody. We'll see you next week on Freethought in Florida.